First thing you're going to want to do is to spray your brick down really good with water before you put your mortar on it. It helps it stick onto the brick. And I'm going to go ahead and get my sponge into this mortar mix right here. It looks about like that. And I'm going to smear it across the brick and work in small sections. I like to kind of, I don't know, putty over, over the already existing mortar, kind of in between the bricks, and then smooth it out because I like the look of kind of a thick mortar, or I don't know, grout, you might want to call it. I know that's not the right word for it, but anyway, so that's what I'm doing. I'm smearing, I'm kind of working from the top down to the bottom because it will kind of drop. And see, when I go here, I'm just going to kind of work here, skip over a couple of places because I want some of the existing brick to kind of show through to give it that, what I call old world feel. That easy. Just like that. After you've waited about, I don't know, maybe about 30 minutes, you can go ahead and start sanding down the brick. It's slightly damp. It's not dried completely. You don't want it to dry completely unless that's the look you're going for, where it looks a little more gritty and more mortar on the outside of the brick. But you can see on the left side, it's a little lighter than that on the right side because I need to let that dry a little bit longer. But I'm going to go ahead and start sanding down with my burlap. It's a really good idea to have plastic laid down to catch all of the mortar that's getting ready to come off and make your job and cleaning up a lot easier. Just going to kind of see, I'm only scrubbing the bricks. I don't want to scrub my in-between here, my grout lines, or whatever you call it. Let that sit off. It's almost like cinnamon and sugar on a piece of toast. For this precaution, make sure you wear one of these because of all the dust that's in the air right now. I probably should be wearing some kind of goggles or safety glasses just to keep my eyes safe, but anyway, I'm working in sections, but I'm just polishing. Not the right word for it, but I am just scrubbing these bricks, getting all that dust off, and letting the brick underneath show through in different places. I'm about done. I'm so excited. This project is taken me longer than I wanted it to. I think because I was burned out after doing the sunroom wall. It was a big wall, and I was tired. And my wrist hurt. I've now let this sit overnight, and I'm really happy with how the project has turned out. I think it's going to look really great once this room is all done. The one thing I did notice is that some of the brick, where I first started, where I was trying to figure out my style and how much I wanted to apply to mortar, is a little more white and lighter up here. I didn't let as much brick come through on this side. And then over here, where my friend Kelsey had come to help, her technique was a little different than mine, and I actually like her side better. And so I tried to copy the rest of that after she had left throughout the rest of the brick. But I still have this problem up here where where the brick is a different color. So I did look some things up online. You can use an acid called muriatic acid. It's a form of hydrochloric acid. It can be very toxic, and it's very dangerous if not done correctly. And I'm trying to kind of stay away from those kinds of things in here in my house. But another alternative that I kind of discovered on my own, but I read up on it, and it also suggested that white vinegar is a great way to help remove mortar if you have an excess of mortar. And so what I've been doing this morning is I'm trying to remove some of the white, the thicker areas, and I think it's working. Down here, I'm working down here where there was a lot more mortar, and I think it's coming off. It's starting to match the other side. So I'll be spraying up here to remove the rest of it so that it hopefully will all balance out and look like one complete thought and not, hey, I'm getting better as I'm going. You know, sometimes when you're working on something, you get more confident, you feel better about what you've done, and so you do better towards the end. So I need to kind of fix and correct this area up here where I was being a little timid. And anyway, so I am excited. I can't wait to have the whole room done so I can take a picture and show you the finished project.